This is Brian Cantor at CCW Nashville. The conversations as we reach the end of the event remain strong, remain vivacious, remain informative, and that's what CCW is all about. That combination of the passion for connecting with customers with the innovative ideas that are going to help get you there. We're right now joined by someone who represents an organization that I know values culture. Not because she speaks on the topic, not because she's a contact center person and she has to talk about the role of people, because when you meet her, when you meet the team, you sense that energy, that camaraderie, that belief in what they're doing. Her excitement and her team's excitement has actually made our opening video when they've been in our events, because they really do bring the fun, but more importantly, they also bring the insights. And that's why I'm thrilled to have Leigh Roach from Johnston and Murphy. How is everything?
Hey y'all, how are you?
So, like I said, the culture aspect is not something that you just say because it sounds good. It's very clear that you believe in it. So why is it so important to you? Why is it something that you make the forefront of your contact center strategy?
Well, we all know that when we go to work every day, we actually want to go to a place that we enjoy. And we want to do something that we like doing. And so we're only going to enjoy a place or like what we're doing or provide the best experience possible if you have a good, healthy, fun culture. And so that's what we really try to do, so that we have just the best staff, the best team that can get things done, while still taking care of the customer and while still having a great time.
Yeah, so I think how do you find that balance though, right? Because I think oftentimes the fun aspect, that's what stands out. You look at a contact center, you see people having a great time, and you want to mirror that. And those are the sessions that are always popular at CCW. Those are the articles that always test well. Yep. But at the end of the day, you also are accountable to people who are going to look at numbers, who want to see performance. And more importantly, beyond numbers, if they're not connecting with customers, if they're not delivering a great experience, that hurts you. So how do you kind of strike the balance where you're creating a productive form of fun, a productive culture?
So we really try to coach and do all of our fun and everything, and our culture is all about competencies. And so we look at key competencies that not only drive success in our contact center, but will drive success throughout their career, whether that be in the contact center or whether that is outside of the contact center throughout our business. So if we focus on those behaviors, those competencies, that really helps us still have a little bit of fun, but make sure that the results are there, the metrics are met, and that we are still a profitable center.
Now, the managerial component, the leadership component, they obviously play a huge role in driving culture. But if you're going to have a great culture, you also need the right people in place. And you reference key competencies.
Yep.
So how do you look for someone that you're like, that person is going to fit here? And yes, we'll train them, we'll coach them, we'll help them get better, but they fundamentally are someone that fits into our environment.
So we do ask behavioral questions in an interview. So I know a lot of people think, oh yeah, it's the tell me about a time when type questions. But we ask questions like, tell us what your ideal work environment looks like. If that person says sitting in the sun on the beach, then we're probably not the place for them. We don't even have windows. So what we look for is this person a good fit, not just with the role, but also the other people in the group. So it's not just me interviewing people or our recruiter. We try to get all of our leadership involved with the hiring and onboarding process.
And I think you hit on something very important there, because you don't have that beach environment, right? It's not like this tropical paradise of where you're going to work.
That's right.
It is a call center environment.
Yep.
And yet you have this obviously sense of passion for the brand. And I think you want to tap into people who are going to derive passion from your company, from dealing with your customers, from their coworkers, not from the superficial stuff.
Yeah, totally. We have an environment that is, we pipe in the music from our stores. So even though we're not in a retail store, it feels just like if you were talking to a customer face to face, but we just happen to be on the phone or an email or on chat. We really want to represent our brand well, not just within our four walls, but also outside of our walls, throughout our business, our company. So that is important. We just really try to keep a good, productive environment that has, the most performance that we can possibly get out of our group.
Now, one of the things you're going to be speaking about in your session here is your strategies for agent retention. You have an impressive retention rate in an industry where retention is notoriously very challenging.
Yeah.
I mean, people talk about 50%, 30% as if it's successful.
Yeah.
You're obviously a lot higher than that. Now, in the short term, just making your place enjoyable, giving them enjoyable work, that's certainly going to get there.
Yep.
When you talk about long-term retention, I'd imagine it's a little bit more than just like liking going to work during the day. There's more to it. So how do you kind of build that long-term retention strategy in place?
Well, when we do interviews and hire people, we do look for people that are not just going to fit us right now. We look for people that will fit into our brand and our business going forward, whether that 3-5 years from now, whatever. So we try to keep that in mind when we interview people. We're not just looking for contact center agents. Additionally, we continue to focus on behaviors. So we get the rest of our company involved. And even if someone's been around for a while and maybe they don't want to move forward within the company, they still need to sharpen skills. And we do that by mentoring in other groups, job sharing in other departments. People will go to meetings in other groups. It makes them feel empowered. It makes them engaged. And so there's constant change that they are a part of. They feel like they're a part of a group instead of being managed by people and just kind of doing what policy is there. They make those policies. They make those procedures. It's pretty awesome.
Now, a huge part of culture, a huge part of building this employee relationship is the idea of trust.
Yep.
Now, trust is something we know from the contact center perspective on the front end. If customers don't trust the people they're talking to, that's a bad sign for your brand.
Yeah.
But I think sometimes we overlook trust on the back end, really feeling as if you have a voice within your contact center, that you can go to your manager, you can go to their manager and figure out, hey, here are my ideas, here's where I need help, here's how I want to evolve. So what do you do to sort of cultivate that back office trust where people can believe that you care about helping to make them better?
So a couple ways. We do a survey within our group. Some people may call it a stay interview. I just call it asking how things are going, what they like. Of course, most companies have employee engagement surveys that are company-wide, but we still do something in our own group. Then they're able to see, oh yeah, I said I needed help on whatever that was, and they actually saw that change go into place. We call people out to say, hey, this person gave a great idea to do whatever that, fill in the blank, and now we are doing this idea. It keeps them engaged. It makes them want to come to us. That's just how it works.
It's really about, sounds like, kind of reversing your customer-facing principles. Customers aren't going to give feedback if they don't think you're using it, if they don't think you're acting on it. Yeah. Same with agents. If they don't see, hey, you're taking their ideas, you're taking their recommendations, and when they tell you they have a problem, that you're going to work with them to fix it, then they're not going to share. You're going to not only lose their engagement, but you're going to lose out on valuable information.
Very true. I mean, you can implement things, but I think it's about voicing that it was implemented because, Susie gave this great idea. It makes Susie feel good, and it makes the rest of the group know that, hey, I can go and I can say something, and something will be taken seriously, and we will, keep that in mind when we make decisions.
Well, Leigh, I want to thank you so much for bringing your passion for the space, your great ideas, your success story. This is what it's all about, that combination of the energy, the community factor, with the belief in what we're doing and why it's important to elevate the customer contact function. That's why we're thrilled to have CCW. That's why you're such a great part of it. Thank you so much, and good luck in your presentation later.
All right, thanks so much.